I chose Semonin as my broker because of the core values, number one. Number two is they have a much stronger presence in the area of Kentuckiana. And then number three would be the overall technology they offer to the marketplace. So I used to be in IT for many years, so that means a lot to me.
There's several different reasons I chose Semonin, but number one that really stood out to me from the beginning was all of the quality people that I met here at Semonin. Number one, my mom had been with the company for over 10 years, and she had been in real estate over 25, coming from her own brokerage as well. And she always had wonderful things to say about the company before I even came in, so I was a little biased, but I did, again, check out other companies. But I really was impressed with the people that I met and the quality foundation that was built here several years ago. And I wanted to be surrounded, by that type of people in my career. And also I was very impressed by the tools and the education that Semonin offered. Being a new agent, of course, it's a little scary. So I felt very comfortable and at ease jumping into this new career with Semonin behind me.
Whenever I was considering my options for affiliation with a broker, I actually made a point to contact several different brokerages, and essentially my goal was to interview the managing broker, the office manager. And it was an interesting process. I found out that apparently some brokerages don't want new agents because they don't call you back. But there were others that I spoke with, and at the end of the day, they sort of sounded like they were all saying the same thing. And it wasn't until I took the time to not only talk with Pam, who's over recruiting at Semonin, but really get into a couple of different offices and talk to those managing brokers, that I started to see that Semonin stood out from the other brokerages. I was really impressed with the level of support that I would receive as an agent, and not just a new agent, but I could tell that they were committed to me long term. And then also that there was a relatively low overhead for getting involved and being able to actually run a business and work my business with Semonin, and I had a lot of resources available to me even with this low overhead. So I was excited about that because I felt like I was going to be able to do more for my clients at Semonin.
I chose Semonin as my broker of choice to work with in real estate, mainly for two reasons. When I bought my first house 10 years ago, it was with a Semonin agent. The process was very easy, it was very comforting. I knew that someone had my back. Still, I interviewed other brokerages just to see what was out there. I wanted to make sure I was making the right choice. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that when I went to interview with Semonin, the first thing that was presented to me was the core values. Coming from past experiences and career choices and what have you, I kind of knew what I wanted this time around as far as those values. And being that that was the first thing that was presented to me, it really made a huge impact on me. Honesty and integrity, mutual respect and caring, continual pursuit of excellence, loyalty in relationships, and probably the most important thing that I was looking for at that time was family takes priority. And that is definitely a huge reason why I came to Semonin.